Well, while trying to dig out some past holiday photos from our trip to Italy back in 1999, I dug up my old sixth form school photo. Yeah, 1981, when I was the tender age of, I would have been, what, 17 when this was taken? Memories, eh? Can never get these days back. So if you're young and you're watching this, cherish these days. And also question why you're watching a middle-aged man on YouTube.
Cardinal Fang! Fetch the comfy chair.
Yes, that's right. Pull up your comfy chair, grab a coffee, sit down and watch.
During the meanwhilest... No.
Well, hello, it's Dexter and me, and we are back on YouTube yet again with more fun, frivolity, and, to be honest, a complete waste of your time. Anyway, this video is all about shooting panoramic images, panoramas, panos, call them what you want, for the simple reason that I really enjoy looking at them, because there's lots to see in a well-shot panorama, and I really enjoy shooting them as well, because they can be quite challenging from a compositional and a technical point of view. So yeah, I really enjoy being pushed when I make, a decent, what I think is a half-decent panorama. Now, I like to shoot my panos in the mountains, at the coast, where there are particular problems, to be honest, because if you've got different sort of, wave actions or whatever, then trying to shoot at the right time can be a little bit tricky. So for that reason, I really enjoy shooting coastal panoramas. And also in woodland, which compose its own set of challenges as well, because you've got such differing light levels. And I prefer shooting them because you can get a lot more detail into a panorama. If you shoot like a wide angle image or set, I know my GFX50R, I can set it to, I think it's a 65 by 24 aspect ratio. You're going to lose a lot of detail. Things are going to seem very, very small in your frame. And for that reason, I like shooting panos, because you can, if you're shooting like a horizontal pano, you can shoot a number of vertical images with a telephoto or a longer lens. And get much more detail into your image. And the major downside, of course, with shooting panoramas is that the file size can quickly get quite large. And this one I'm going to pop up now, which I shot earlier this year, just after I got my 100 to 200 lens, and I wanted to try it out, is a 420 megapixel file. So much so that I haven't even stored a TIFF version of it on my computer. I've only got a JPEG, and that's big enough. I'm sure you can all remember as well shooting panoramas on film, like going away on holiday or going somewhere special for the day, seeing a nice view and then thinking, oh, I'll shoot a number of images and then, get them printed or get them processed and printed and try and stick them together there at home. Now, my fondest memory of this is way back in 1999 when Lisa and I went to Lake Garda in Italy, and we climbed up to a chapel overlooking Riva del Garda. For anybody who's been there, it's like quite a testing, it's quite a testing climb to get to this little chapel. And I must have shot 10, 15 images of the area of Riva below, because the whole town was there visible. And I remember then getting home, and I shot them on like an old Canon film point and shoot jobby, and then getting home and getting them printed and trying to arrange them all to recreate that view that I saw. But you could never ever get it right. Now, of course, in the digital age, it's so much easier with you can use Lightroom or whatever, really. I mean, there are loads of panoramic photo stitching applications out there. Or even if you're shooting with your phone, you can like set it to shoot a pano and then it's almost like making a video file, I guess. You kind of like shoot across like that, and then the phone will create that panorama for you. But to get things just so, there are a few steps you need to take. So I've developed, as usual for me, a workflow or a checklist of things to do to make sure that when I get all my composite or images that are going to make up the composite back home on my computer, it's going to cause fewer sort of stitching problems for the computer. Now, I made a couple of videos last year and a couple of years ago about shooting panoramas, so I'm not going to go over old ground again, but I have produced a PDF workflow. There's a link in the description below, so if you're interested, have a look at that. If you're not, don't bother. Right, without any further ado, let's get outside I'm going to take my GFX50R and my 100-200 lens, because I love that lens to bits, and let's shoot a panoramic image. And then once that's done, I'll get back here and we'll process it all together. How's that sound? Fun? Yeah, okay, no, all right then. See you in a bit. Oh, well, right, a slight change of plan. We were going to go down to Mumbles to shoot like a seascape panorama, but I've recently just shot an image there for a future video, so didn't really want to go back and do that again. So instead, we've headed up to another favourite location of ours in the Swansea Valley, and you've got this lovely view overlooking Pen y Fan and Corndee, with like some forestry in the foreground, and then the sort of hills and the sun and the clouds kind of like kissing the hills, and it makes for quite a nice image. And what I've done is I've shot it with my 23mm lens, and also shot it as a panorama with a 100-200 set at around about 110mm. Yeah, so this is where we've come to shoot our panorama image. I shot it bracketed at normal exposure and then -1 and -2 EV. So I can, I didn't want to use a graduated filter at all. So shooting bracketed should give me enough in the way of highlight and shadow information for editing later on. I've shot it wide and shot it as a pano to compare the two. Obviously with the pano, the scene is much more compressed, so you'll see more of the mountains in the background, whereas with the wide angle shot, they're just going to vanish into the distance. But they both have their merits, and they both have their pitfalls, if you like. Right, this is a lovely place though to come. It's so peaceful, though today it's really, really busy. There are lots of cars parked around. Virtually all the lay-bys on the way up were taken over with cars, and I normally have this one here to myself, but there's one other car here today. Anyway, that's the image in or on the SD card. And now we will head back home and edit it. And let's see what we get, is it? Right, see you back at home. Right, well, we're back home after our little jaunt up the to the lower reaches of the Swansea Valley to shoot that panoramic image. And I'm really happy with it. What I'll do now is, what I'm rabbiting on here, I'll put a screen recording of me editing that image up. Save you looking at me, you can look at that instead. But it's been a good few days. It's been a really hectic week. Today is Friday. We picked our new car up on Monday, and I don't know where the time has gone since. Of course, we've been trying to get used to that car and its quirks and foibles. But I've had loads of other things to do as well. I've had to do some repairs to our fence, which got damaged in a recent storm. and the same storm claimed the roofing felt off my mother-in-law's shed, so I had to go and put new roofing felt on that for her, being the dutiful son-in-law that I am. Yeah, so it's all been a little bit hectic. Oh, and I've acquired 2 cameras as well over the last few days. I'm not going to tell you about those now. I'm going to tease you with a future, probably one of my little midweek videos. I will show you what I bought then, or what I've got then, rather. I bought one and acquired another one. Yeah, these images, I shot a wide-angle one with my 23mm lens, and also shot an image with my phone. I changed my phone as well. I've had my iPhone 10 for years, since they were new, so is that 3-4 years, so I figured it was about time I changed my phone, so I got a new 12, not a 12 Pro or a Pro Max, just a normal iPhone 12, but the camera in it seems fantastic, to be honest, and I'll pop an image up from that now. But I am, and here is the finished panoramic image. I am really happy with this. I like the big sky feeling in it. I like the fact that you can almost touch the forest and the mountains in the background, whereas with the wide angle image they are, you know, tiny. Yeah, so I'm gonna print it off. I'm gonna try and print it as large as I possibly can, and see what that results in. But in the meantime, thanks very much as ever for watching. Dexter and I really do appreciate every view we get. We hope you found this in some way useful and maybe even entertaining. Who knows? And we will be back maybe even next weekend. Who knows? See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.